We're here for another edition of the Outlook series, and I'm your host, Mike Lippis. Great products are the result of persistent development and rigorous testing. Enterprises demand a strategic approach to testing for quality, automation, predictability, and cost reduction. Over time, software products and hence software projects have become extremely complicated and extensive due to comprehensive product functionalities, advanced level architectures, and mammoth supported configurations. Today, various factors like increasing pressure to develop high-quality software products, limited resources, shrinking development and deployment schedules, geographically distributed teams, and different tools across teams have become the greatest challenge for delivery of a quality product. Now, this is also driving the need for enhancing the operational capabilities of the team. Now joining us to discuss integrated test management is Bipin Shah. Bipin is the CEO of Kovair Software. Bipin Shah, welcome to the Outlook series.
Thank you.
Now, Bipin, would you say that software development is going through a cultural shift?
Yes, absolutely, Michael. Today, the entire software process is going through a shift because the traditional waterfall model is giving way to agile methodology. With this change, the entire development groups, including the testing groups, are facing significant changes in, like everything you said, culture, philosophy, tool usage, and delivery patterns.
Mm-hmm. So what is driving the change in the development process?
So I'd list the following. There are several driving factors. So number one is a tremendous pressure to reduce time to market in a very competitive marketplace. Decreasing appetite for long ROI cycles. The third factor is high failure rates of large projects in spite of huge investment. Fourth is different platforms, languages, and systems are getting used for development, unlike before. And the last point I want to make is a very high number of apps being developed for consumers with very, very tight time to market. Mm-hmm. So these are the factors that are driving the change.
I see. So is software testing the final step?
No, no longer. It cannot be the final step because, software testing cannot be, seen as a watchman who's, making the final check before deployment. So involvement of testing needs to start very early in the life cycle these days and needs to be much more integrated with the entire process of the development.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do test plans fit into project planning?
So the applications today are not standalone. The applications integrate with other internal or external applications used by different stakeholders and for different purposes. So all these integrated applications having different functionalities require various types of functional and non-functional testing, for better usability, performance, scalability, ease of deployment, smoother installation, etc. So with this, it has made test planning an integral part of the entire project plan rather than an afterthought. Mm-hmm. And so making it more, it has to be made proactive upfront.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now what can you tell the Outlook series audience about testability as a design criteria?
Okay, so as I said, testability has become, more of a design concern, right? So with the focus is on efficient and maintainable test case creation in order to ensure early detection of quality problems. Different concepts of testability as a design criteria help in testing immensely, and couple that I would mention here are that the UI and business needs of an application are tested separately so that errors can be detected even before they integrate with each other. Avoiding failure of test automation for any UI change. The IDs are getting used for UI objects now. And different environments are created to ensure testing of external systems even before integration with them. So when you integrate, you're expecting much better outcome.
Alrighty. Now, Bipin, what are some of the current and future trends of testing?
Okay, so today we are talking in software industry more and more about continuous development and therefore working towards adopting DevOps. So some of the major aspects of how DevOps works are, again, continuous development and testing in production-like systems, continuous deployment using automated processes which are, repeatable and reliable, and then continuous monitoring of quality at every stage. So, for example, you do continuous build and testing every day, for example. And then you have ongoing action on feedback received from different stakeholders so that you are going through an iterative cycle every day. So this is the philosophy of DevOps, and that's what's giving rise to a cultural and functional change in the areas of testing.
Mm-hmm. Now, how can testing provide for continuous feedback?
Okay, so if you look at testing as an integral part of CI, for example, and continuous development or CD, that has become a continuous feedback generating mechanism for every state or every phase of development. So the test executions are no more governed by schedules. They're rather driven by events like, when you have code completion or code check-in and deployment status. So in summary, the tester's jobs are more regulated by changes in development steps rather than in the project schedule. Mm-hmm. So depending on where the development is and where a given, state of the code is, testing is brought into, or testing is invoked, and so it can happen at any time for any reason.
I see. Now, is UI testing enough?
No, not anymore. Testing cannot just be limited to functional regression testing of UI layers. It has to be focused on a larger boundary that includes any and every possible layer under the GUI. So items like API testing, database testing are also getting included as part of testing. So testing in a way has become a source of gaining continuous feedback at every level, like we said in the earlier question, mm-hmm. ensuring that a proper application is built with proper quality.
Mm-hmm. Now, how important is test automation?
So this is driven by need to get quickly to the market. And that need has forced test automation to be included in the early stages of development process. More and more companies are realizing the importance of writing test codes or scripts, for testing similar to that of writing development code. So with different frameworks and tools are also getting introduced, and so testers can get maximum leverage from that. So this entire process of test automation basically has shortened the cycle of regression testing and making the entire flow of CI and CD and DevOps extremely efficient. I don't know if I answer that.
Now, what kind of tangible results can integrated test management deliver?
So, integrated test management solution is capable of producing all the tangible results for ensuring good delivery quality, integration with all phases of lifecycle tools helps the stakeholders get updated with real-time status of the progress. It also ensures quality check results at every point in the delivery process and allows multiple stakeholders to view the same information. So in other words, everybody is looking at the same thing at the same time. And that's part of the outcome of integrated test management.
All right. Now, what are some of the key features of Kovair's integrated test management solution?
Okay, so some of the key features in developing our ITM, as we call our integrated test management solution, are, other than the easy creation of test cases, are as follows. So round-trip integration with Microsoft Excel, as many companies store test cases in Excel. Support for both manual as well as automation in testing. The third thing is capability of executing automation test scripts without invoking the automation tool. So in other words, doing it through the test scripts in Kovair. Auto capturing of defects from failed test cases. Then ability to generate cross-tool data traceability, reports, dashboards, and the dashboards that have drill-down capability. And then this all has to be extendable for supporting DevOps when companies want to adopt that. So these are some of the key things that basically everything that has been done is done with the, DevOps as the end goal.
I see. Now, how does the Kovair Fall Release 8.0 streamline the development process?
Yeah, the Fall Release 8.0 that we announced a few weeks ago, so deviating a little bit from what we were just talking about testing, has introduced many more tool connectors, and we have extended the support for CI and CD. In this release, we also introduced review modules for both requirements and tests. So that allows for better real-time collaboration between the stakeholders. And other than these, we also incorporated a very enhanced project management module in our ALM Studio product that helps companies view the plan versus actual metrics real time.
Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to integration support, what does Kovair bring to the table?
So we are, Kovair Omnibus with the SOA-based ESD architecture is one of the leading integration solutions in the industry for ALM. Okay, it allows companies to integrate more than 60+ tools today from various phases of the ALM lifecycle. We also, besides doing, tools from multiple brand name companies like IBM, Rational, HP, Microsoft, etc., we also have expertise that we have developed over time in integrating with homegrown tools that many companies still use. And we are, as I just indicated, that with all these integrations, both with the test tools and with other tools, we allow companies basically to adopt DevOps through, all the relevant integrations for the tools that they're using.
Mm-hmm. All right, now, how is Kovair helping organizations take collaborative and informed decisions?
So our ITM and as well as our requirements management, both these capabilities provide a collaborative platform which has been enhanced, as I said, in the recent release, so that testers can work with each other real time. It ensures real-time feedback and exchange between testers and other stakeholders, and extensive support for cross-tool traceability, real-time dashboards, again, some of the things that I mentioned earlier. It makes Kovair iTM even more attractive and useful for real-time collaboration in taking informed decisions.
Mm-hmm. Now, can Kovair help companies reach markets faster?
Yes, absolutely, and that's the whole idea behind Kovair iTM. So it's not just limited to support of manual and automated testing. Automated testing. With tools like Selenium, QTP, etc. But along with Omnibus platform, it enables companies to build an environment through achieving continuous integration, continuous deployment, right? So in addition, our task-based automated workflow with notifications helps in eliminating a lot of manual handoffs between teams. So with these capabilities, and our ability to generate real-time dashboards, etc., that we talked about, it definitely helps companies improve their productivity and quality, and improving those two definitely means the end result is getting to the market faster.
Mm-hmm. Now, can you share a use case with our audience?
Absolutely. It can be a little long, if I talk about it in an interview, but let me try, okay? Mm-hmm. So let's say that there's an organization that uses either ServiceNow or Remedy for their IT service management or help desk. When any ticket or a change request comes in to it, it can get through our integration automatically passed on to Rally or version 1 or Jira or whatever similar tool that companies are using as a user story or a defect. And then once that is allocated or assigned to a sprint for the development team, and the developers and testers view them from their own environments like Eclipse or TFS or HPQC or Kovair iTM. Once coding is completed and codes get checked in at a Subversion or any other source code management tool, ITM can trigger an automatic build, or Kovair ALM triggers an automatic build, and using Hudson or MS Build, the build gets done. Upon successful completion of the build, it can be automatically deployed, again using a Kovair deployment tool. And automated tests can be executed through either Selenium or Qtp through our ITM. And then the test results can be captured and linked to the test cases. Defects get raised for those failed test cases in any of the defect management tools. And when all these things, since they're hooked up to the Omnibus platform, each of the users gets complete visibility of what has been done, and the defects and the internal relationships from within their own tools allows them to act on whatever actions they need to take. And through this integrated platform, we achieve continuous integration and continuous deployment.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, would you like to add anything else to our discussion before we wrap up here for today?
Yes, we've had a fairly comprehensive discussion. So the only thing I'd say is that the listeners of this dialogue should look seriously at Kovair iTM as something different from what I call the run-of-the-mill test solution. And some of the tools that have been used in testing are, have been around for long, and some of them are tired. So for the current needs, ITM deserves a serious look, and that's what I would ask our audience to look at. We have some webinars coming up on this shortly, and they can go to our website to look into the details of those.
Alrighty, now where can our audience get more information about the Kovair integrated test management solution?
Go to our website, www.kovair.com. There's a URL for kovair.com/ALM-studio/test management. And the easiest thing to do, I'd say, is email to sales@kovair.com.
Okay, Bipin. Hey, well, I appreciate you joining us here today, and wish you the best of luck with your endeavors over there at Kovair Software.
Thanks, Michael, for the interview.
Thanks for joining us today, and be sure to log on to the Outlook Series site for your business and technology news.